All right, so we're here kicking off our ninth annual Couch Coach Live NFL preview, where we'll discuss all 32 teams in an individual preview. So we got to start off with Super Bowl champion representing the Los Angeles Rams. We got our guy Jonathan Mathis, aka the sports judge, in the building. What's going on, man?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
I'm good, good, and it's funny. It's funny how you during the Super Bowl preview. It's funny how time goes by so quick. Where you on the show in February to preview the Super Bowl. Now we're here now in the preseason as training camp starting to start get ready starting up now and now a new season. So yeah, we back at it again. So how's everything going, man?
Man, everything going good, man. How about yourself? How's life?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain. Hey, we here and just getting ready for this, this NFL season. And, at this point, it's very, positive optimism at this point where, hey, we all think our team's going to do, going to reach the heights like the LA Rams did last year. So, hey, this is the best time. It's the best time. This is the only opportunity where you really get some hope.
This is the best
reality.
Time.
Before reality sets in.
Hey, so. I completely agree.
Yeah. So a lot is happening, during, obviously after the Super Bowl win. Let's talk about your thoughts on the offseason. Then also, in your opinion, what was your team's biggest acquisition?
Well, the Rams, man, they didn't really lose too much. They lost a few players. I actually think they got better, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But they lost Andrew Whitworth. He retired. He was their veteran left tackle. That's a huge loss because not only do you lose a great guy who blocks up front and a guy who guards really well. Not only do you lose that, but you lose a veteran voice in your locker room too, because a lot of guys, they really looked up to him. They were inspired by him, so that's a huge loss. But the Rams will be fine, man. They look really good. They lost Darius Williams, he was a valuable piece of that secondary, I felt like. And then running back Sonny Michel, some key losses, but they'll be fine. They still got a lot of returning players, and I think they could definitely run it back with the players they have. But here's the big signing that I like, Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is gonna be huge for the Rams, man. Wagner agreed to a 5-year deal with the Rams. This was a great pickup. It's an upgrade. You lose Von Miller, but you get something in return for the loss of Von Miller. You get a good, maybe not as good as Von Miller, okay, but he's good. Bobby Wagner is a beast. We all know how dangerous he'll be playing alongside Aaron Donald, and then you get a deal done for Aaron Donald. He's coming back. And so with Aaron Donald coming back and Bobby Wagner playing on the same field as him, next to him, you got yourself a pretty good defensive front, I would say, along with the secondary as well. So I like that acquisition. I think the signing makes a lot of sense. You obviously needed to fill that hole at the inside linebacker. And you did just that by getting Bobby Wagner. It's really a huge upgrade over Troy Reeder, who did not play well enough, in 10 starts last season. So I like the move. I think it will serve the Rams really well.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, where especially this was a really unique situation where a lot of their subtractions and additions pretty much equal or even upgraded the position. Most of especially on a Super Bowl team where there's a lot of subtractions and then there's not quite as many additions. So this year's was rather unique for the Rams. So yeah. So what is the biggest storyline heading to the season for this Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl champion LA Rams?
Man, I think the biggest storyline again heading into the season will be Matthew Stafford. The expectations are going to be heavier now, wouldn't you say? I mean, you're going to expect a lot more from him after the storybook season that he had with the Rams in his first season with his new team. And now we really get to see how great of a quarterback he is because Andrew Whitworth again is not there. So I mean, I think he's the great storyline here. Another reason you got to remember too, he's a quarterback, so of course he's gonna be a storyline coming into next season. Everyone's gonna be talking about Matthew Stafford. He's gonna be the big story. They're gonna be following his every move. They're waiting for him to make a mistake so they could write about it. So they could talk about it, so they could say, "Oh my God, it was last year was a fluke." What he did last year, he can't, duplicate to this season. But I think he's going to be one of the biggest storylines. Bobby Wagner, of course, because of the impact he will have on the defense. And then you got Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's the big name here in LA. Everyone knows who number 99 is. Everyone talks about him. So he's definitely the big storyline. Following last season, because look what he did on the final play of the game. He single-handedly dominated, took over the game, made the big defenses stop. That pretty much sealed the deal for the Rams. So I think you'll hear a lot about them being the biggest storylines, and I think the Rams are going to be the big story regardless because of the team they have, and this team is built to win another Super Bowl. They have the recipe for success. They have the main ingredients to do it. So I think when you talk storyline, it's Matthew Stafford, it's Aaron Donald, and it's Bobby Wagner. And then of course you got Jalen Ramsey as well. He's gonna get a chapter as well. It might be in the middle, it might be on the last page, it might be on the front page. We don't know yet. But we know he's going to have his own chapter as well because of the player that he is and how beneficial he is to that secondary.
Yeah, big time. And I want to ask you your thoughts, just the outlook on the offense for this. Keep on saying it, Super Bowl champion LA Rams.
Well, you get Allen Robinson, a wide receiver, the former Chicago Bears wide receiver who agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal. When healthy, Robinson can be as good as there is in the NFL. No questions about it. He is coming off his worst NFL season. But the expectations that Robinson will flourish in LA because he's, finally playing with a top tier quarterback in Matthew Stafford, means a lot. It could change the trajectory on his career, when you really think about it. So he's another weapon that you add to the offense. You got a pretty strong run game with Henderson, of course. And then you got Cooper Kupp. You know how sensational Cooper Kupp's going to be. We all know that he's one of the best route runners in the game. The guy's an excellent route runner. The best wide receiver as far as I'm concerned, and we saw that last season. Much of that was on display. Unfortunately, you lose Robert Woods. But you got a good quarterback in Robinson. A good wide receiver in Robinson. I like the offense. I still think the offense is going to be something to be reckoned with. You all know who the coach is, and that's Sean McVay. Sean McVay does a great job at making sure his offense is rolling and clicking. And, Matthew Stafford will be the engine to the offense. And, Sean McVay will do his thing and continue to game plan and scheme very well and put his team in the best position to win. But I still think the Rams are gonna pick up from where they left off last season. They definitely have a high flying offense, no question about it. They're gonna. I think they're gonna rely heavily on the run game. No question about it, because I feel like the run game, it opens so much up for the offense, and it allows the Rams to execute, in the passing game. Because by running the football and establishing the run, which they do so well, that could set up play action. That could allow the Rams to get more creative. And I think Sean Vay got some more tricks up his sleeve. So I think the offense is going to be great. I don't think they lost too much. I think they gotten better, in fact. So that's my outlook on the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And so definitely got to talk about the other side of the ball. Your outlook on the defense.
Oh, the defense is going to be great too. I mean, you did good in the draft. You got some defensive help in the draft, so you're going to be better in the secondary. You still got Jalen Ramsey out there who can, shut down, parts of the field and take away parts of the field. But there's a little concern with him because he's, there's times that he's been, that he's gotten beat, that he's blown his defensive assignments. But I think at the end of the day, he will be fine. The defense will be. I think the defense will be just fine. I'm not really concerned about the secondary. Aaron Donald is gonna do what he does. He's arguably the best defensive player in the NFL. A great edge rusher, can come off the edge and put a lot of pressure on a quarterback. We all know that about him. We also know that they got Bobby Wagner now. He's another guy. Even though he might be a step slower, he can still get to the quarterback, put some pressure on the quarterback, force him to turn over the football and all that good stuff. So the defense is definitely going to be a critical piece to the Rams. It's their foundation. They're built on good defense and just as much as they are built on good offense. So that's my outlook on the defense, and I think the defense will be just fine, and I think they will match up well with the offense.
Absolutely. So we all know it's a 17 game grind in the NFL, but we always look at certain games that we got scheduled on the calendar. You got one or maybe possibly two games that you got circled on the calendar this year for the Rams.
Yeah. Let's start with week 1. They play the Buffalo Bills on a Thursday night, prime time. We all know how great Josh Allen is in primetime games. For whatever reason, Josh Allen lights it up in primetime games. He likes to shred defenses. He likes to rip them apart when he's on national TV in primetime games. This will be the Rams' first game of the regular season. They will open the season against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl as we know it. This could be a Super Bowl preview, because you could see the Rams playing against Buffalo in the Super Bowl. This offense is very explosive, and the defense is very stout. Again, it could be a Super Bowl preview. So I'm looking at this game. I'm really fired up about this game. I think both of these teams will throw haymakers. I think both, particularly Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford, would throw haymakers. I think we will be focused on that quarterback duel to see who gets the best, of who. We're gonna really be looking at that. We're gonna be looking at both defenses, how well they match up against each other, and of course the high flying offenses. So I'm looking forward to that game. Another game is the Christmas Day game. We got a good Christmas Day game for you. You know, we got the Denver Broncos and the Rams. That's a good game because look, there's some familiarity in this game. They're going to be playing against a quarterback that they know all too well, and that's Russell Wilson. He's over there now. He's the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. So, I mean, this should be a good matchup. Watch out for Denver. They could also be a Super Bowl contender if Wilson is still a top 10 passer. You know, that's the question that remains to be seen. As long as he's elite, we'll see. But I think that's a game to actually tune into as well. And then this year on the calendar, the Rams got the Las Vegas Raiders. And we all know that's a new look team now with the addition of Devontae Adams. So, you know, Derek Carr reunites with his old teammate there. This is a new dynamic duo in the West. The Raiders have made some nice additions on defense in Chandler Jones. And then you got Jay on if I said his name correctly, Brown. That's gonna be a fun, exciting game as well. That very well could be a trap game. If you ask me, that could be a game that the Rams could lose. Because the Raiders, I think, are going to be better than a lot of people think. And then, of course, you got the Dallas Cowboys. That should be a fun game. America's game, right? I'm pretty sure that's what some people is going to classify it as. These two teams faced each other in 2020 when they played in the playoffs. 2019 when they played in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. But they also met in the regular season. I remember they opened the season and they won that game. But Dallas went 12-5 and won the NFC East last season. That should be a fun matchup to see. I think the Rams can edge that one out and win that game. But of course, you got a pretty good defense going up against a good Rams high octane offense, and you got a pretty good Cowboys offense, one that is very undisciplined, as we saw last season, but one that could probably hang with the Rams, but I still give the slight edge to the Rams. So those are some of the games that I'm going to keep my eye out on. Maybe the Panthers will be a good one to also look forward to, because look, the Panthers defense is better than a lot of people think. The Panthers defense is really good. The problem is they can't figure out who their quarterback is. That's the problem with them. So those are some games that I have my eye on. Those are just a few. Anyway, it's a lot more you can also choose from as well. But those are the ones that I really be keyed into.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beauty about the season, where it's like, hey, it's gonna be, it's always, hey, it's gonna be some games that I'm like, we all look, even when the schedule was released in May, like, hey,
right,
this is something that I'm looking forward to seeing. So to round out our Rams preview, I'm gonna ask you the $60 million question. In 2022, the Super Bowl champion LA Rams will be
in the Super Bowl again.
Well, I need a record, man. I need like your prediction. Record prediction. Yeah. You jumping the gun.
Yeah, I'm jumping the gun. But I do think they'll be in the Super Bowl. A record. I'll say they'll win 13 games.
Okay.
13. I'll give them 13 wins. There's going to be a few losses here and there. You can't win them all. And they don't have the easiest schedule. I mean, when you look at the schedule, it's kind of brutal, So, I mean, they're going to have a few losses. I do think they get Buffalo, though, in week 1. I really do. I think they'll beat Josh Allen in week 1, even though, given Josh Allen's history, that, again, he likes primetime games. I think the Rams could win that game by a touchdown at home.
Oh, yeah, it's a possibility. But yeah.
But yeah, I'll give them 13 wins.
13 wins and another trip to Super Bowl.
Another trip to the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
And that's not me being biased. I just think the team is stacked. I just think they're built to run it back. And they have that experience. They know what it takes to win. They got in there a year ago. Most of their players are coming back. And I know the second one is always the hardest to get. And everyone's gonna play you hard this season because everyone's out to beat you. They know you're the defending champs. But I do think they have the recipe. I do think they have dynamic playmakers on both sides of the ball, and they can make it happen.
Yeah. Hey, like you said, like every week's gonna be like the opponent Super Bowl essentially. So yeah, and like you said, they got the weapons, and hey, it's they got a good shot to make it, barring anything catastrophic. But definitely, once again, we'll put a bow on the LA Rams preview. Definitely appreciate you for coming on. Any upcoming projects? Plug away what you got going on.
Oh, man, I'm all over the place, man. I'm on various platforms. As you know, I'm on YouTube. I got my YouTube channel. If you guys want to catch up with me on YouTube, you guys are more than welcome. My YouTube is Jonathan Mathis. That's my name. I got a picture of a cartoon version of myself, so you guys can't miss it. You guys can also follow to keep up with me, you guys can also follow my fan page on Facebook. I'm always there. I'm always posting memes. I'm always posting sports commentary. I'm always posting my short take sports videos. You guys can catch me there as well. And you guys can find that page on Facebook, The Sports Judge. Chris, the coach, knows what's up. And you guys can also find me on Twitter, SportsJudge85. And you guys can find me on Instagram, SportsJudge85.
Yes, indeed. And once again, appreciate you once again. And definitely thank you for previewing the Super Bowl champion LA Rams. And maybe, maybe in February we do our Super Bowl 57 preview.
I would love to come back on.
Yeah. Maybe in February, maybe hitting you up maybe the second week of February. Well, the second week of February. That hey,
maybe.
Time for that preview of Super Bowl 57. So hey,
the months are flying too.
Right. Absolutely. But yeah, man, once again, appreciate you for coming on and previewing the LA Rams, man. Thanks for kicking off our 9th annual Couch Coach Live NFL preview. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.